The Duc Estate in Hastings, Minnesota. It is beautiful and was an architectural achievement in its day. This house and the middle-class people who lived in it joined the North and South together during and after the Civil War. This is the story of a slave and a pioneer who reached across the political, social, and racial divides to form an unlikely friendship that endured a lifetime. It is also the story of valor, courage, and ambition, along with the fortitude of women who were a century beyond their years. The general who owned the home researched life beyond the grave and held seances in his home, hoping to reach his deceased wife, Mary. Join us as we reach the spirits that still reside there today. Okay, so here's the outbuildings. A man who was a slave was forced into the Confederate Army and hid under dead bodies after his side lost. And then he eventually got to the Union Army, joined their army, and he earned his freedom that way. He met William there because William was a general there in that Union troop, and William eventually had him come here for a job. And then he married and had a baby here too. The Mr. George Daniels was his name. And I think that's one of the most fascinating stories about this place. This is the beautiful entryway. Just look at this. The Duc Mansion. It's just gorgeous and very historic. The family that lived here really believed in spiritualism and life after death and capturing. Look at these windows. Just look at this. Just beautiful. And this actually is the man that built this house. He was a general in the Civil War, and he had someone commission his painting with him on the battlefield. Yes, which Debbie?
No, it's just there.
Okay, and here's the library.
You're taping the door?
I got that. We were in here and we just started getting set up, and we call this K2 Red Fred here. So Debbie called him a Fred, and all of a sudden this motion ball went off, and then Fred went crazy for a while. So that's what happened so far at the Duc Mansion. Okay, here we are. Let me zoom in. Such a lady you are. So here we are in the family dining room. If you can see, it's just gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
And the family, they did all of their height here, and it started like in 1866. And there's the little ones are down there. And then Alice, one of the children who never married, she was a painter. Just look at this. Isn't this amazing?
It's gorgeous.
Alice.
I love it.
Are you in here, Alice?
Alice, if you're in here, you can turn on one of the things. Is anybody's name Fred? Because when I asked for Fred, the light bulb. Stop. I don't need the head.
The ghost ball?
The ghost
The
ball went
ball?
off. Oh, ooh. Get close
Is
to that.
there a Fred
It's
in
making
here?
Noise. Hear it?
I did.
You can hear it a little bit in the. Oh, where's my iPad? I can start taping with that thing.
All right.
Okay, it stopped. See, there is someone in here. And I stopped videotaping. We were talking and look at it completely
Yeah.
stopped.
And we call him Fred, Red Fred.
Yeah.
And Fred likes to go off a lot, but He's not going off at all anymore. So, and what was weird is that when we called him Fred, that's when things started lighting up in here. Like there was like someone knew the name Fred.
Is there a Fred connection to anybody here?
It.
Now he remembers.
Is that all it is Fred?
As soon as it came out, I was like, that's it. And then 1939.
Fred what? Large? What is
Fred Lashy. He's who established the Lashy. Well, it wasn't the Lashy Memorial Museum at the time, but he started essentially the Dakota County Archaeological and Historic Society, which is like now what our headquarters museum is named the Lashy Memorial Museum after Fred Lashy. But
so that's probably why he's not getting us connected. He's probably thinking, I've been sitting here saying Fred. Oh my God.
Literally, as soon as I was like, yeah, the password is Fred. Sometimes it won't let you connect. It can just be
for a yes answer, and you can speak into this little black box as well.
We like to accommodate. So there's just a if you don't want to fight opening up.
Can you do me a favor, Diane? I think in the
How sweet of you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You know, there's plenty of hot water.
Thank you.
Hot. You're welcome.
The flashlight turned
Oh.
on. No, we didn't even notice it. When you came in here, was it on?
It was on when I sat down just a little bit ago.
Oh.
The first time.
We did.
You know, I did see a light, but I thought it was the green pin that you were messing with.
Oh, and I
Oh my
thought
gosh.
you left it at. I wondered if.
So Mary, we're in your beautiful dining room. Mary, are you here?
Would you like it to light up again? Oh, here's lighting up. Is that you, Mary? Oh, and this one's going really good too. Oh, and my thing's going. Where do I go? Is that you, Mary? Oh, thank you for showing up again. Look at the things going, and then this is going. So they're all three kind of going, so some kind of energy is in here. We have beautiful Mariah here. She's part of the mansion.
A permanent fixture.
A permanent fixture.
So if you're here with us, can you light that one all the way to the orange? So light up 4 of them. Can you do that for us?
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
one more. Can you do one more? Really, thank you for that.
Thank you.
That was great.
Could you, if you're male, could you put it all the way to where Diane said? Oh, it's lighting up. This one's really going too. I should probably put this one
Is
here.
William here? Is William in the room?
It's lighting up. And that one's lighting up over there too. Oh, this one's really going.
So William, are you here all the time or just sometimes?
Which one do you want him to do? Are you here all the time?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you are.
Went all the way to the orange. Here we go. Really going, forward now. So William, what did you ask if he was here sometimes? All the time.
All the time.
Okay. I think that's really awesome.
Could you alarm, it says. Oh, look at that.
All the way to
All the
the
way to the
fifth.
top. So what should we be alarmed about? Ooh, look at this, and this one's going too. Look at that.
It's really rare for
Fred's-
us to go to the red. Really rare. So,
And that one's going too.
Yeah, I've never seen one go all the way to red.
yeah.
That was really cool.
Look, look at it. It's just going crazy. Thank you for communicating with us. It says Walter. Anybody you know that is  My middle name is Waltera. Would that connect? at that, it's just going crazy. It's almost like you want to do live now so that they can see it.
I know.
Maybe you should just go
But
live.
then we'll get distracted and not get a
Yeah.
good start, I think. I had the same thought before you said it.
Okay.
I thought I resisted it. So the K2s are starting to go up, and when we, oh my gosh, and when we asked it to go all the way to the red, and we were talking to William, I believe, when these started going off. Mary a little bit too, right? It started with Mary.
Yeah.
And then we asked if William's always here, and that's when things started lighting up all the more.
And my word box is saying dress. We're not wearing dresses. We are sorry. We are female. In this, what year is it? Could you tell us what year it is? You can talk into this box right here. Mary, was that you that said, that I heard that little hum? It was her. Look at that. Look at that thing going. Thank you, Mary. What is it you want us to know? Look at that thing. It's just going crazy. We haven't seen it.
I've been on a lot of investigations with other people, and I've never seen it do that for anybody.
Wow. Thank you, Mary.
It's at the touch.
Yes, I agree. We say that all the time. And I think it's because we're female, we're mothers, we're grandmothers,
Right.
we're doing it in a kind way. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Oh, look at it, just going crazy.
A great job with that.
That is really, really good. We think your home is beautiful, and they're doing a lot of beautiful things to it. Thank you. Thank you. Mariah says that they're going to even bring some of your furniture back. Aren't you happy with that? Yes, we are happy too. We are happy too.
I still can't believe this light turned on earlier too, and then nothing after that.
I know.
The motion ball.
And the motion ball.
It was almost like they were just trying stuff out, like, let me
Which
try
one do I
that,
like?
let me try the ball, let me try the green light.
Oh, the K2. I like the K2. Like, and
Yeah.
Fred's a good time.
Yeah. Did you turn Fred off?
Yeah, I turned them off.
Oh,
because we're videotaping and us eating. Yeah. Your camera's going to be full.
Yeah.
What's
The
up?
car's going to be full up.
Yeah.
And you never know, like sometimes when we're just fooling around like this, that's when we get voices on the
Yeah.
recorder. We said we would be done at midnight.
So here at 7:30, so if you go to 12:30, that's okay.
Okay.
And I feel like a boot you out.
Oh, thank you. So, but yeah, so
Yeah, we know. I know. Yeah, we're going to get going.
we're kind of running tight here.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do?
So, well, maybe we'll do it up there. We'll do it live and we'll ask William if he wants to connect with us and all that stuff.
Okay, so we should start picking up stuff,
Yeah.
and we're ever gonna take everything. I
Yeah,
don't
because
know
we're
why
done
not.
on this room.
Yep, we'll just not bring our food.
I don't know why not.
Falling down, London, the bridge is falling down, my fair lady.
Did you like our song?
Would anybody like to light up for, Mr. Fred over there. He's lighting up pretty good.
Okay, I'm gonna try the TikTok live, see if we can get anywhere with it now. Oops.
Anybody want to make a, the lights on anything, like the flashlights?
Who's in this room with us?
Who's in this room with us?
Oh, the bulb's going out, but is that because you walked by, or?
Well, we'll find out in a minute. I'll walk by again.
Okay,
Let me see. Yeah, it's still recording.
okay.
All right.
And I guess not.
And it's not going off.
Okay, so thank you. Was that you, William? Could you please make the ball go again? We love the spiritual realm, love communicating to the other side. If you could let the ball go again. We appreciate it. There's one over here too.
Yeah. So we were talking, this is where William died and Mary died, right?
Right.
Not this bed,
Correct.
but in this room. So we've had two, you know, the matriarch and the patriarch of this family died in this room. Did you have a peaceful death? If you had a peaceful death, will you either talk into one of these boxes here or light up one of the balls or the flashlights? Talking. So, Mary, did you have a peaceful death in this room? Was it a difficult death?
I'm gonna cough. That was me.
I thought it was a spirit. I'm so disappointed. Oh.
Well, we had Holy Wish.
So
I feel like one of them must have died from choking, from not being able to breathe.
William had pneumonia.
see, and that to me is a difficult death. If you are gasping for air,
Because
that's
they're
the
making
worst.
me not being able to breathe. That's
So-
why I was coughing.
He had a cold, which they treated with strychnine at first for his heart to help like strengthen it. And then eventually that leads to pneumonia, which he did not listen to doctor's orders initially to just, take it easy. He was still traveling around, but then eventually took to his bed. And that's where he passed away. And then Mary's death is cited as rheumatism. And so all we really know about that is that it was likely a heart attack then. But one certificate says rheumatism, another one says rheumatic. So it was likely a heart attack.
I thought that downstairs. I don't think I said it out loud then, so I can't keep that one. But yeah, that's why I started choking because I couldn't breathe. See,
Yeah.
My body will start acting like how they pass. Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as you said it, I went, I know.
so when you died, were you surrounded by loved ones? If it's yes, talk to us or turn on one of the instruments. You can help us analyze the evidence in this next scene. You will hear Debbie ask, "Can you turn something on?" Then you will hear a voice saying, "Yeah." Is this Debbie or is it a spirit? Debbie's mouth moves when the voice is heard, and this is picked up on the camera and the audio. The voice is low. I'm not sure if Debbie is vocalizing a word or just exhaling out of her mouth after swallowing. We will let you decide. We will play the scene twice and then the audio once.
William, please don't make me choke. Are you in here? If William's in here, could you please turn something on? Because you're making me choke again. Yeah. I don't need to choke, honey, for you to connect with me.
I feel almost like
William, please don't make me choke. Are you in here? If William's in here, could you please turn something on? Because you're making me choke again. Yeah. I don't need to choke, honey, for you to connect with me.
I feel almost like
William, please don't make me choke. Are you in here? If William's in here, could you please turn something on? Because you're making me choke again. Yeah. I don't need to choke, honey, for you to connect with me.
So Mariah, while I'm pulling up the video from a different place,
Yeah.
Can you just talk about, if you're at liberty to talk about this, like what kind of personally, what kind of experiences have you had at Leduc
Oh, personal
Paranormal?
experiences.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've had a few unexplainable things happen while I've been here. One of them is the door that actually was just rattling that the wind was blowing on. When I'm in my office, I'll hear it open and close. And I'll call out to see if somebody's here, like come downstairs and check, and nobody's here. And most of the time it's actually closed and locked so that nobody can come in, because it's not like office hours or I'm going around the house, so we don't just want people wandering in if we're not open. So it's an odd sound to hear. And that has happened throughout the time that I've been at the house, and I've been here for 6 years. And then I've heard footsteps before. One time I heard two men having a conversation in the entryway, and I thought it had to be somebody outside. We had just had a baby shower here, and the father-to-be and the father of the pregnant woman had come to collect the gifts. And we had a blizzard. It was in April, about 6 years ago. And so I thought maybe they were stuck and they were having a conversation about how to get out, but there was nobody outside and nobody on the roads because it was still snowing. And I just could hear two men talking, and it was two different voices, but I couldn't tell what they were saying. And then perhaps the strangest one, and this has happened since you have been here. I was standing at the base of the servant staircase waiting for the candlelight tour to move from one of the bedrooms right above me to the next bedroom so that I could sneak up and go into the office. And I just heard a woman's voice, like clear as day, whisper my name in my ear. And so I was convinced that somebody had to have been looking for me. Maybe I had heard something else, but nobody even knew I was standing there. I asked all the staff, they weren't looking for me. I checked the tour roster. Nobody on the tour was registered under the name Mariah. None of their guests were named Mariah. And that one, I had instant goosebumps and just like all my hair stood up. But it was very, very clear and like right in my ear. And that one was maybe like the strangest of any of the things that I've had happen at the house.
You know what I'm hearing is that the two people that you heard voices was the grandfathers of the person that was having a baby, and they were discussing about the baby coming.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah, I bet
Just
you if
hanging
you
out afterward.
found out if we found out, I bet you I think one of the grandfathers just passed before she got pregnant, or a year or two before she got pregnant, and that grandfather and the father of the baby grandfather connecting together and talking about the family, and because they go to family dynamics, right? They go to family events. So that would be pretty cool.
That would be cool. It'd be neat if we could
Yeah.
figure that out. That would be a unique connection.
Yeah. That's what I heard from Spirit to say. So
interesting.
It's interesting that it came out in the children's room right after I get a different EVP that it sounds like I do or chew or something like that of a little child. I'll play it.
My fair lady.
Did you like our song?
Would anybody like to light up for, Mr. Fred over there. He's lighting up pretty good.
Okay, I'm gonna try the TikTok live. See if we can get anywhere with it now. Oops.
Anybody want to make a,
Yeah, I heard that.
I did too.
anything like the flashlights?
Definitely heard. I do. Yeah.
That's the me.
Who's in this room with us?
Me. I heard a voice right there.
Did you? I thought I did too, honestly. Here, I'll back it
Back
up a little
again.
bit.
Because when I say, after you do the thing and I sit down, I hear a voice.
Okay, so thank you. Was that you, William? Could you please make the ball go again? We love the spiritual realm, love communicating to the other side. If you could let the ball go again.
You've only heard a little whisper. I hear it too. I hear
Yeah, it's like a little whisper after I said, "Is that you, William?" Then I heard it like a, "Rrr." I thought it was saying like, "Yeah," or something.
but I will play that for you. And then I'll go to the actual video clip if I can. Where is it at? It says 1602. We'll see if it's, I don't know if it's 1602. Hang on, I might be wrong about this.
You turn something on because you're making me choke again. Yeah. I don't need to choke, honey, for you to connect with me.
That is a guy.
That's
There's no
100%
way
not
that's
Debbie.
me.
I'll play it one more time. Let's see, 50-55.
Are you in here? If William's in here, could you please turn something on because you're making me choke again? Yeah. I don't need to choke, honey, for you to
Oh
connect
my
with me.
God.
Unless
That is
somebody
big.
like came in and spoke through your vocal cords, that's 100% not you.
It'll
That is
go
a
to the-
man.
That was
Well,
really
let-
distinct too.
Yeah, and let me see if I can forward to the next. I have it isolated. So what the editor, the film editor did is he it's the same video here that you see. He just tried to brighten it up on the right so you can see Debbie's mouth. Honestly, to me, it looks like Debbie swallows or burps. And then she opens her mouth to exhale air, but at the same time you hear the yeah. But I don't think it's Debbie. I think she's
No.
exhaling air. But I'm just gonna let you hopefully it'll play here from the beginning. Oops, let me play, please.
William, please don't make me choke. Are you in here? If William's in here, could you please turn something on? Because you're making me choke again. Yeah. I don't need to choke, honey, for you to connect with me.
That's a guy's voice though.
Yeah.
That sounds like an old man's voice to me.
Yeah.
On that
let
other
me-
video, it sounded like an old, I mean, it sounded distinctively, it was an older guy.
Yeah. Oh, no, I
would
went.
agree.
Did I go too far? Here. I just want to make it the video bigger for you. But to me, it looks like you're just exhaling air. When people say yeah, they
I
make
would
their
go,
mouth
yeah.
yeah, and their jaw drops to yeah. I don't see that happening here, but I'll let you guys watch it again.
William, please don't make me choke. Are you in here? If William's in here, could you please turn something on? Because you're making me choke again. Yeah. I don't need to choke, honey, for you to connect with me.
So what are your experts' opinion?
I don't know. I think it looks like she's trying to breathe,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't say that that sounds like Debbie.
Because when you gave us the video the last time, not this one, but the other one, it sounded like an old guy.
Yeah.
It
there
sounded like
you're-
an old, I mean, distinctive old guy to me.
In my opinion, the first video unequivocally is not Debbie. This one I can see where like the potential could be because it comes out at the same time that your mouth is opening, but it's not in the right position for the word yeah, or it doesn't sound like you either.
Yeah.
That's what I
Wait,
thought.
say yeah again.
Yeah.
See, yeah, same. And your mouth looks completely
yeah.
different in position than
Yeah.
it does on the video when you say yeah.
Because I mean, it's a distinct yeah. It's not like a yeah, or it's not like a half a yeah. I mean, it's yeah. So you
Yeah.
look at how I have to open up my mouth. Yeah.
Yeah. And you are alone by yourself in that seance room. I don't know what you call it, Mariah, prayer room. I don't.
We just call it the tower room.
Okay. You're by yourself, so it doesn't make common sense for you to answer your own question. Will you turn something on? Yeah.
Also
Oh,
true.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know. what I want to do on our regular video is just play this and let the audience decide.
Hello, beautiful people. Psychic Debbie here with beautiful Diane, the ghost hunting grandmas. Yay! We're from the Duc Mansion. Isn't it beautiful? I love it.
Absolutely. So our audience has seen lots of things so far in this part 1 episode about our paranormal investigation at the Leduc estate. And we also have a part 2, which is really wonderful. We have Mariah Ring, who's a site supervisor and a historian, joining us to give us detailed information about the house and the people who live there. And so we have part 2 coming up, and we'd like to show you some clips right now of part 2, so you can see that it's pretty exciting.
And so they pretty much were house poor. They had the house, they had themselves, they had the things they could put in it, but they didn't really have a lot of means other than that. So when the war came, William decided that he wanted to enlist. He, by most accounts, was actually a little too old to enlist, really. And so he got some letters of recommendation that were sent, and then they allowed him to join the quartermaster's department. They promoted him to brigadier general of the volunteer corps. It was a title he was really proud of. So he actually maintained the use of the title general for the rest of his life.
Also that he seemed to always be on the cutting edge of history and would hobnob with presidents. And I think one of the first people they had over was the president, wasn't it? Ruther B. Hayes?
He always seemed to be, in my opinion, just ahead of his time. Like, he had these great ideas and these great concepts for what we could do in our country to make things better, but nobody was quite where he was yet. Essentially, William invented the typewriter. And now I'm not saying he was the only person who ever had the idea to make something like the typewriter, but he had this concept for a machine where you would push buttons, a little foot would come up, it would hit a tape, and it would write your letters for you. And he was going to call it the typewriter.
He wrote a book on spiritualism called Beyond the Grave, The Spiritualism of William Gates Leduc. And so he did paranormal investigations back kind of at the end of the age of spiritualism. So we did this paranormal investigation, and the man that owned the property used to hold seances, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mariah, in the house in order to reach his deceased wife.
And Mary truly was the love of his life. They had a beautiful relationship. And so he had a lot of remorse over the fact that he was unable to be there for her and then to sort of properly say goodbye. He also definitely missed her very much. And so he really gets invested in this idea that you can communicate with the dead and that life continues afterwards.
So to me, the real star of this whole show is George Daniels, who was a slave in the Civil War. So, of course, we've got William on the left and George Daniels on the right. And I think their relationship and everything about George Daniels, who's on the right, is absolutely fascinating. And, you know, like the screen said, they reached across the social, political, and racial divides, because the fact that their relationship thrived and the fact that George Daniels was able to do everything he did in his life really speaks to the two men that we see on the screen.
So we're not entirely sure which battle it was, but he played dead on the battlefield. And he actually covered himself with his fallen comrades so that nobody could tell that he was still alive. Under cover of darkness, he scurries away to the Union Army lines. After the war, William knows that he doesn't have anywhere to go. So he says, you know what? I need these horses of mine. He had 9 of them transported back to Minnesota. And if you can do that for me, I'll give you a job when you get there.
And when he died in Brookings, they closed, I think the funeral was in a town called White. They closed down all the businesses for several hours for his funeral. And his obituary was in 4 different newspapers. And the newspaper said wonderful things about him. And he was held up high, you know, and in that era, right after the Civil War, I mean, Black people at that time weren't immediately having it great after the war. It was in many ways just as bad or worse. And so he died like kind of, I don't know if the right word is venerated, but he it was pretty amazing. So now you've seen some clips of our upcoming part 2 history portion. And you know what Debbie and I have resolved to do is to talk about the message or what we've learned from our paranormal investigation about the people who were speaking to us or about the history. Another way to look at it is what have we learned from the lives of the people that live there and what we know about them. So, Debbie, I've done some thinking on this, and I bet you have too.
Yeah.
So we're both going to be surprised with what the others say, and we could have the same message, or we could have a different message. So, who wants to go first?
I can go first. I can go first. Know that one thought and one feeling can change the world. And what I'm thinking of is how Leduc invented the typewriter. I am just really not shell shocked, but really shocked that he didn't get the affirmation, but it was in his mind. He thought of it in his mind, and he was in fun and joy, and he went after it, and he even gave it away. It kind of reminds me of Tesla, you know, like inventing the electricity and gave it away. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you have a thought in your mind, or you're trying to invent something or create something, I say go for it. Even in the 1800s or early 1900s, this, you know, intellectual man invented the typewriter. And I think that's just really cool. That, and also that great friendships, no matter where you come from, is the most powerful, gratifying, beautiful thing that can happen. With the great friendships with him and was it George? What was the black man's name? Do you know?
George Daniels.
Yeah. I mean, just beautiful. So those are some of the things. I mean, I got a lot more too. And plus, Mariah was fantastic as a host. You know, that with a great host, with a great spot, I think that made the spirits come out too. You know what I mean? Feeling our vibration and stuff. So there's a lot of messages that I learned from Leduc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it is really true what you said, because you know, it's like when you drop a pebble in the water and all the ripples flow out from it. It is one thought or one action can change the world. That's very true. Very true. And you know what you said about friendship, I just want to share a little personal thing. I went to a concert last night with my best friend from high school. And you know, that was just yesterday.
High school or the concert?
Yeah, high school. That's no joke. It was kind of a tribute to, anyways. So we're watching this and they're playing some old songs. Went back to a memory from like 1975 where it wrote me something in a card saying, you know, you've got a friend, from the song. And I'll never forget that card. And here she was sitting next to me 50 years later, still my same best friend with the same quality of relationship. And I think relationships are really what you live for and what makes you happy. And so I think that's really great wisdom.
Right. Yeah.
Very wonderful. So my message or my takeaway from the investigation and the history is don't let the world tell you who you are, and don't let the world tell you what you can do or accomplish. So I take a look at William Leduc. He went after the woman of his dreams, even though she was of a higher class in society at that time. And he wooed her, he convinced her, he got her. They thought he was too old to be in the Civil War. He got letters of recommendation and ended up being a general. His daughters, and we didn't really even mention this, but they were lacking money because these people were house poor, and the daughters decided to create their all women owned and woman employed business. And in that day and time, women were frowned upon in terms of owning a business or having their own source of income, but they said, nah, no, let's start our own business because we are lacking funds. We need money for the essentials. So they had one of the first all women owned businesses, and that was and all women run businesses in the mid 1800s. So that was really cool. And then George Daniels, he could have given up, surrendered when
Yep.
the Confederacy lost the battle. But what does he do? He goes, opportunity. I'm going to hide under these dead bodies. I'm going to steal away and I'm going to join the Union Army and I am going to get my freedom. And then he goes forward and he comes up to Minnesota. He starts a new life and he never gave up. And then at some point he goes down south and he's put in prison and jail just for being Black, loses his life savings, and he takes his family back up north. He resettles in South Dakota and he just is like, I'm not going to let the world tell me that I'm a Black man and I can't achieve and I'm not accepted. I'm not going to settle for that. So he
Right.
settles his family in Brookings and he says, I'm going to be who I am, be this kind, smart gentleman. And everybody started falling in love with him, falling in love with his family, and they became totally immersed into the community where everybody would comment in the newspapers if his kids were sick or not. And he died as this person that was held up high. And so from slave to that and never gave up. And so I would say, don't let the world tell you if you're a woman that you can't do something, and don't let the world tell you that you're too old to do
Right.
something. Don't let the world tell you or define who you are. Yeah.
Right.
And so that and never give up. That's the other part of that. So
Right.
that's what I got from them. And from the paranormal investigation, I want to ask you your opinions about that. We didn't get a lot of full sentences or anything,
No.
but we got welcoming spirits is what we got, like welcome to our home.
Yeah.
And and I thought that was really cool because they went house poor to have that home. And they gave their life to that home and to have it. And then here we are 150 years later, still being welcomed by them and people coming
Right.
and touring their place. And so the house lived on.
They're probably acknowledging it. It's like, oh, people are looking at our house. They probably love that we're looking at their house, looking at their furniture, looking at their items, saying, oh, I love this, I love that, I love this. And I think because we came in there, because that's the way we ghost hunt, is through more love, joy, and communication. I think with us, you, me, and even Mariah going, oh, this is a beautiful place. We love it. We weren't in the, doing the goobly gobbly thing. So I think they brought us a higher vibration. I really do. And that's why I think they communicated with us, with sound, with music and stuff like that. So yeah, even hearing a little kid. So, so the little kids even knew, and maybe it's because we say we're grandmas, everybody loves their grandmas.
Well, I suppose we should begin to end this, but I would say please watch our part 2 about the history because it's very fascinating. And we have Mariah Ring, site supervisor, as our guest. Let's hear your best witch laugh, Debbie.
What?
Your best witch laugh. That sounds like a Bigfoot call.
That was a ghost of a time. Oh my God. What is that? What is that?
So, Debbie, do you want to end our bye?
Well, I want to say blessings and smiles to you beautiful people.
So, signing off from Ghost Hunting Grandmas. And remember, everyone needs a grandma, even the dead.
Yep, we all need a grandma.